cancers, depression, anxiety, can attribute that to less physical activity. In fact, women who get 150 minutes of physical activity a week have about 30 to 50% lower breast cancer risks. I mean, it's crazy, right? The problem is that we spend 3% of our medical budget on prevention. And yet 75% of the time, the disease is a preventable disease. It's a completely backward, stupid system.
When you started writing this book about exercise, was there any instant changes that you implemented into your own life?
Strength training. The more I study the importance of doing weights, especially as you age, the more I start kicking myself for being lazy about that. When people retire, they become less active. They tend to lose muscle, and then that starts off a vicious cycle.
So would you say we shouldn't retire?
Well, it's a very modern Western concept, and yes, we do pay a price for it.
So how does one go from having a negative opinion towards exercise to becoming an exerciser?
As an evolutionary biologist, there are multiple ways of doing that. So,
Daniel, what are some of the biggest myths within exercise?
gosh, there are so many. One of the most common, of course, is
Daniel Lieberman. He's been to every corner of the world, visiting native tribes to understand how humans are supposed to live. And now he has the answers on all of those things that most of us care about, on sleep, nutrition, exercise, disease. On disease, he says that 74% of them can be prevented. And he knows how to prevent them. Aging, running. Are we born to run? He tells me the story of a CEO that forces his employees to exercise and the impact that that's had on that company. And he talks about how as humans, we've evolved to either use it or lose it. So maybe retirement is a really bad idea for many of us. One of the most thought-provoking, pivotal conversations I've had on this show. You're really going to take a lot from this one. And I suspect, after listening, you'll probably start running too. For exercise, or from some of the decisions you've spent your life making. Daniel, your work is so incredibly impressive, reaches such an incredible depth, charters new territory, and it's been an unbelievable, clearly very passion-driven career you had. So my first question for you is, why are you doing this?
It's a good question. I started off being obsessed by human evolution. Ever since I was a kid, I was really interested in human evolution, and I spent much of my early career working on skulls and heads and why they are the way they are. And then I kind of got involved in public health and issues of health and disease kind of through the back door.